Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel. So today, I'm going to be going to driving school for the very first time. I just turned 16 a couple months ago, and I'm finally getting around to it. I know I'm a little bit late, but better late than never, right? So I've always been interested in cars and driving. I would always beg my dad to teach me how to drive, but he said that I had to wait until I turned 16. So now that I'm 16, I started looking up driving schools near me and I found this one called ABC Driving School. They have a 5-star rating with 125 reviews. So I figured they must be pretty good. When I called them, the lady that answered the phone was super nice. She told me that they have both manual and automatic cars and that they offer a variety of packages. The lady that I spoke with was Maria, and she's the one that I am gonna be taking my driving lessons with. She also told me to bring my learner's permit card to the lesson. If you don't know, when you turn 16 in California, you can go ahead and apply for your learner's permit. I did that about a month ago, and I passed the written test. I'm meeting Maria at this plaza. It's a little far from my house, so I decided to drive there with my dad. When we got there, we parked and I saw this really cute blonde girl come out of the car and she was waving at us. That must be Maria. I got out of the car and introduced myself and she introduced herself as well. Then we all went inside to fill out some paperwork. After that, we headed over to the car. It's a white Toyota Camry. And then we drove off to go to the driving range. On the way there, Maria asked me if I knew how to drive a stick shift. I told her that I didn't know how to drive a manual car at all, but I did tell her that I'm interested in learning. So she told me that maybe we can do a lesson on driving a stick shift on one of my future lessons. When we got to the driving range, there were a bunch of other students there learning how to drive. We did a quick walk around to check out the car. Then I got in the driver's seat and buckled up. Maria hopped in the passenger seat and we started the lesson. The first thing that she had me do was just get familiar with the car. So I turned on the ignition and we looked over all the different features in the car. I already knew where everything was, like the steering wheel, the gas pedal, the brake, the clutch, all that stuff. Then Maria had me start the car and put it in reverse. I put it in reverse and we did a quick test to see if I could go forward and backward. Then Maria had me park the car and she gave me my very first driving tip. She told me to always use my turn signal when changing lanes or making a turn. Then we were off to the races. I started off slow, but I was getting the hang of it. Maria was being very patient with me because I was a little nervous. I kept asking her if I was going to slow or if I was doing something wrong. And she kept telling me that I was doing great. We drove around the block a couple times, and then she had me turn into the next street. I was getting more and more comfortable with the car the more that I drove it. After a while, Maria had me pull over, and I stopped the car. Then she got out of the car and came to my side. She told me that I did a great job, and that I was ready to go to the next step, which is driving on the freeway. To be honest, I was a little nervous about driving on the freeway, but I knew that I had to face my fears at some point. So we got back in the car and headed towards the freeway. Once we got on the freeway, Maria had me keep my eyes on the road and look 12 seconds ahead. She also told me to keep both hands on the wheel at all times and to make sure that I was following it closely. We drove on the freeway for a little while and then we got off and headed back to the plaza. This was the end of my very first driving lesson. I have to say that I was feeling pretty good about myself. I know that I have a lot to learn, but I think that I have a good foundation to build on. If you guys are interested in learning to drive, I definitely recommend checking out ABC Driving School. They're located in the City of Industry, California. You can find their contact information in the description below. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to my very first driving lesson. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.